So like I said, we're going to be talking about online trash. Yeah? Okay. The first thing, before we get started, I want to play something for you. And this is from BuzzFeed Video with Jordan Peele. And I'm going to hold it close to the microphone so that the microphone can pick it up. But
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time, even if they would never say those things. So, for instance, they could have me say things like, Killmonger was right, or Ben Carson is in the sunken place, or, how about this, simply, President Trump is a total and complete dipshit. Now, you see, I would never say these things, at least not in a public address, but someone else would. Someone like Jordan Peele. This is a dangerous time. Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet. That's a time when we need to rely on trusted news sources. It may sound basic, but how we move forward in the age of information is going to be the difference between whether we survive or whether we become some kind of fucked up dystopia. Thank you, and stay woke, bitches.
okay, so from the beginning of that video, you could totally assume that that was really Barack Obama. It's not until the screen splits and Jordan Peele comes on showing that clearly he's doing a Barack Obama impression, would you think that this would be somebody other than Obama saying that? The video is synced with the words perfectly. It looks like he's actually moving his mouth. But in reality, that is a video image that's been altered with the audio that Jordan Peele produced to make it look like Obama's saying, "Stay woke, bitches." So this is a new technology that's out called deepfake. And they're capable of, this software, it's an AI, and it's capable of a lot of really convincing both video and audio content. Here is just audio taken from the possibly tens of thousands of hours of Joe Rogan's podcast. They had a strong sampling from which to draw the inflection of his voice and everything like that. But here is a very silly recreated Joe Rogan voice from Real Talk. This is from Real Talk X Dessa on YouTube. So we're going to play this.
Friends, I've got something new to tell all of you. I've decided to sponsor a hockey team made up entirely of chimps. I'm tired of people telling me that chimps are not capable of kicking human ass in sports. Chimps are just superior athletes, and these chimps have been working out hard. They're throwing kettlebells, battle ropes, everything. I've got them on a strict diet of bone broth and elk meat. These chimps will rip your balls off. God damn, it's impressive. All I got to say is, see you on the ice, folks.
Okay, so that's a small sampling, and they actually went into a bunch of different stuff. But that truly sounds like Joe Rogan hyping up his hockey team of chimps. And he never said those words in that order before. His audio was sampled to be able to make, that doesn't sound like a robot or a machine talking, but that's exactly what it was. So that's how I want to start off this talk today. Just showing you all of the ways in which reality can be distorted if someone has the intention to do that. So we know that they can manipulate audio and they can make pictures talk. That's what they did with Barack Obama. How would this be used? how would that be something that we would think would be a big deal, or how would that affect our daily lives? But there's, and this is just an example, there is something called ransom calls. And so a husband might get a phone call that his wife has been kidnapped and she's being held for ransom. And he says, well, I want to speak with my wife. And they play audio that sounds just like his wife under complete duress and begging for him to help and to follow the instructions of her kidnappers. And then he gets home and realizes that his wife's at home and she's perfectly fine. And this was actually audio that was synthesized to sound like his wife. And that's just one, I mean, the chances of that happening to us individually is so minute, but that's just an example of how this technology could possibly be used. So I want to talk about YouTube and Facebook algorithms, because it's possible that soon Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, these types of platforms are going to be regulated on a state and federal level. And the reason for that is, well, there's a few different reasons. There's been accusations that these platforms encourage outrage. Like if you're scrolling through Facebook and you see, a political post, we'll say, for example, and it might seem